Cheated by Clay and Adams, Jackson took revenge on this corrupt bargain. But who would have guessed this helped him win the next? Nullification was unconstitutional, according to Andrew. He was just a humble and passionate man, able to make a notable stand.
Where many were slain. The peak of fame was given in New Orleans, where he diligently fought. Through courage he claimed the victory he had gained. A rivalry began, a campaign anew. John Quincy Adams rose to fame. Henry Clay was the enemy. Not too soon, a revolution arose. A donkey was given mockery, I suppose. No need to fret, it's the democratic symbol now. Ha, that's what you get.
I paused. I could not speak. The fear of knowing it happened blew chills down my neck, for I knew the fire out of their hearts was like a lion that had not eaten in days. But excuse me as my mind goes blank, as I search for the words to say. I am truly thankful I was never born a slave, and I know that they had to be resilient.
Century, the process of settling colonies was commonly known as transplantation, and individual settlements went by names such as the Jamestown Plantation, or, in the case of the Massachusetts Pilgrims, the Plymouth Plantation. Yet, by the end of the colonial period, the generic term for English settlements had given way to a new definition. A plantation referred to a large-scale agricultural operation on which slaves were put to work systematically producing marketable crops such as rice, tobacco, sugar, and cotton. Had established the basis for the slave society that came into existence in the 18th century in the southern colonies of British North America. Plantation lands were owned outright by the masters.
Vast lands of African colonization and prosperity, to working for a man who barely even cares for me. As I walk through the cotton fields, I reminisce on what life used to be, back when I didn't have to pee on a tree with no privacy. The whip arrives when I'm disobedient or speak out of line. Who knew I could be punished for just simply speaking my mind? I am your master, you obey me, he says, as he unleashes his anger on me. After each lashing, the sight of freedom gets harder to see. The white man calls this the land of the free, but I don't feel an ounce of freedom in me. Simply by the color of my skin and the texture of my hair, I'm treated as property. You call me names like Negro or Boy because you can't pronounce my true name properly.
Do the same thing all day. Eventually it makes you go insane. You start feeling so beat up, so exhausted, and so worn out, especially if you're really small. The factory owners were so content. Once you arrive at work at 4:30 to make some change, you become less needy. Similar emotions time after time, which will make your mind senseless and the heart grows sore. And all day while the machines continue to haul, you're trying not to focus on your stomach from grumbling. And you would try to keep going and not stop, but your fingers will eventually get painful. You would slow down to continue to take a rest, but eventually you will have to start again.
Up at dawn every day, it never seems like I get a break. Black smoke and pocket change is what I look forward to on my payday. My family is sad, but I'm sadder. I used to be the provider, but we can't even make it by. The farm is gone, I'm never home. I'm always mad, emotionally and physically. I'm broke. We used to have a home with lots of land. Now it's been taken over for the industrial common man. I get paid pennies off the dollars.
Unfathomable effect on shaping the modern world to what it is today. The Industrial Revolution was a major change in the nature of production in which machines replaced tools and steam, as well as other energy sources, replaced human power. During the Industrial Revolution, workers became more productive, items were manufactured, prices dropped.
If you have a daughter, you better hope she's not pretty. If she is, she'll get raped and you can't do nothing about it but feel pity. And probably thinking that can't get worse. No. But slavery is as bad as it gets. You've got the rest of your life to go. Thank God for the 13th Amendment, which passed in 1865, because I know if I had to be a slave, I would have died. Remember the ones who really founded the nation.
They arrive at work at 5:30 to make some change just to survive. All day listening to the huge machines roar, they pick up the pace until their fingers get sore. As they look to the left and look to the right, not one smile was in sight. The world is cruel, their life was tough.
Yet they stripped us of our dignity, and they had no empathy. They put us to work daily, starting at sunrise. We plucked till our fingers bled, and God forbid we not meet our quota. We didn't give off a good aroma. They never let us bathe, or even give us a bed. We slept on cotton, which made us rotten. Forced us to learn their language, because ours was entangled.
Slavery will end and I could get back to my family and friends. Just thinking about my old life, tears come down my eyes, wishing I can just die. Picking cotton and planting rice, my body is exhausted from all this hard labor. I lay down and rest my soul. My last prayer is to God, please help me. This slavery life wasn't fair. And that's it.
Saying that it was only if they were white. Sure, he helped the poor, but for the others there was spite, no fight, and it wasn't right. His parties were outrageous, ideas so contagious. Denied the law, only to face the biggest wolf of all. He broke apart the nation with his Indian relation, and his fear of a big bank caused the economy to tank. And even though he expanded the land, it only added to the issues at hand, North versus South, slave state versus free. Without Clay to save the day, the whole nation would have been disarray.
For a minute, scared to start again. Try not to get caught resting, for the beating will hurt later. I miss my mommy, she's home on the farm. My life is tough and the world is cruel. I drag my sore body into my stone bed and drift off to sleep, waiting for the next shift. The money I earn just isn't enough. This is what we call American progress.
Harm us and kill us, but expect us to obey them and slave for them. We plant tobacco, rice, cotton, and cane. They make us insane with all their greedy ways. Why we gotta be treated so bad? Because my skin is black, nails dirty from the crops, but nothing's gonna stop them. Because you're white, you're always right, and that hurts.
A shove out the door and I fall flat out. My mother calling me a fool, telling me to hurry up before the sun melts, the dawn's cool. Footsteps fill my ears, black clouds fill my eyes, tears brimming at the edge, but I dare not let anyone see me cry. My thoughts bleed into my mouth, dripping, trying to drip from my lips, but I cannot let anyone hear me speak. But I can't let them hear me speak, nor see me cry. I am only a child that has been stripped of dreams, no morals or education, so is this really a proud nation? I put in the dedication, no words as I stay put in my station, working for money to pay for my family's medication. So let me ask you this again, are we really a proud nation?
Fear, chase those Indians to Oklahoma. Fear, we're using to control South Carolina. Nobody can change me now. King Jackson's crown, it's do or die. Nobody can change me now. The only sound is the battle cry. Is the battle cry. Is the battle cry.
only the reincarnation of hatred within the nation should bring back a leader like him. So if you're pro-Trump, then you're no better than them.
White, and I pray to the light every night that tomorrow everything will be alright. My name ain't Boy, it's Mike. But you don't care because you're white. Ain't it funny now, you're always right. Mama begging Master to please keep his hands to himself, which makes Daddy try to prove himself. The pain he deals with would make someone hang themselves. Tobacco, rice, cane, and cotton, don't think we have forgotten. You're still right.